GM, my dear friends, welcome back to another day at the Worldwide DeFi show. Today is Monday, the 29th of September, and let's get ready with this new session. So having a look at the markets, they went kind of higher during the past 2 days, during the weekend. They went slightly higher after the correction that we had last week. And we are having a Bitcoin around $112,000 and Ethereum around $4,100. And so we're having like 2-3% increases in prices among the measures. And then also slightly higher for some altcoins. And so we're witnessing a sort of quite uncertain market, so it is still very unclear whether we are going to continue with this kind of bearish short-term trend, or maybe we're just consolidating before another leg up. And so maybe let's have a look at charts. So here, the crypto total market cap is sitting at around 3.8 trillions, so it went up a little bit. We can see that in the daily time frame, the price is still below the clouds and is also below the short-term moving average, which means that the bearish short-term trend has not been called off yet, so it is still valid. And let's see how prices will behave today. But in the weekly time frame, we saw the candle closing below the moving average. We are still above the clouds, but here in this space there's a lot of room to get lower. So the fact that the weekly time frame closed below the blue moving average, so the short period moving average is a bit bearish. Also, if we notice that the candle, it went higher, it went back up. It touched crypto total market cap touched almost 3.65 trillions, and now it's back to 3.80, which is a good reaction. So this has to be admitted. It is a very good response. So this weekly candle looks interesting because it could mean we're going for a consolidation over the medium term, and we still have some possibility to go higher in the next 2-3 months. I'm not completely sure if it will happen, but that option is still in the play, and the playbook. Sorry, it is still in the playbook. So moving to the BTC charts, pretty similar thing here. In the daily prices on the short-term moving average below the crowd, while in the weekly we see that we close below the blue moving average, but we shaped an interesting candle as we went up from 109,000 back to 112,000. So quite similar thing as the crypto total market cap, and obviously the same for it, which always kind of lags behind recently in terms of trend. So here we see that Ethereum is still in the daily, the price is still inside the cloud, and also in the weekly, I guess that it actually closed below the moving averages as well. But similar stuff for Ethereum as well. And regarding gold, guys, gold has resumed its historic bull run, and it is in the discovery phase. It is now trading at about $3,822. This is crazy, guys. It's, man, it was like back in like 2 years ago, it touched a sort of bottom at 1,800. So man, it did a 100% in less than 2 years, which is crazy for gold. And sooner or later it will have to get down a little bit, but yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen such a gold bull run in my life, so it's quite tough. Be careful with your gold, I always say. and yeah, so here the dollar index, it is correcting a little bit after a positive, kind of positive week, I would say. Yeah, in fact, the weekly candle was quite green, but now it's starting the week on the red side of things. And yeah, this is a sort of counter indicative, right? Counter indicator of risk on assets. So when risk on assets perform very well, the dollar index tends to go down, and the other way around. When the dollar index tends to go up, risk on assets tends to go down. But if we have a look at things in the weekly time frame, we're seeing that it is kind of bottoming, right? It is forming a sort of consolidation pattern here. So we could see the dollar index going higher in the coming weeks, or just like trading in this range. So maybe we'll touch on tokenomics first. So a new week has begun, and during this week we're gonna have less unlocks compared to the past 2 weeks. We're gonna have around 1.2 billions in unlocks, which is 50% less, about 50% less or a bit more than the weeks before. So we're gonna have less selling pressures in terms of unlocks, in terms of altcoins, and yeah, so that's gonna play a role in this week, I guess. So let me see here in the daily. So today linear release about 170 millions. Most of them is Bitcoin issuance, but also there are a lot of souls being issued today as well, 50 millions and 14.8 millions, and also WorldCoin, sorry, and the Trump, the official Trump meme coin. Sounds so crazy to say official USA president meme coin, but it is what it is. And so, it's going to be a calmer week in terms of unlocks, as we said. So not much to say about this. So moving to DeFi, as similar to the old crypto markets, we are seeing some signs of recovery, especially in the major DeFi blue chips such as Hyperliquid, Chainlink, Aave, Aster, these players. And let's have a look at DeFi Llama as well. We're having 155.6 billions being locked in DeFi. We are Aave that did a 3.62% daily increase, which is still a 10% increase in the month, which is remarkable. And also Ethena performed very well in the monthly time frame, 16% up, and also Spark 22.17%. I think that Spark has all the cards to perform very well in the upcoming 2-3 years, and I think it will take a lot of market shares from other big players such as EtherFi, Ethena, and Eigenlayer. But in terms also of DeFi protocol, it's gonna be one of the best performing ones, according to my own opinion. No financial advice. And yeah. So for those who don't know, Spark is a DeFi protocol associated with with the Sky ecosystem, former called Maker. Okay, so moving to the L2 scene, nothing changed that much. Actually, Arbitrum went up to the 20 billions milestone once again, recording a 1% increase, almost 1% increase in the week. And for the rest of the protocols, we are still in red, so we are following the trend of the previous week, but we kind of did some damage control. And we are also seeing like Starknet with a 5% increase in the week, and this is also because we are at the end of Starktember, which was a month where there were a lot of Starknet initiatives, also ahead of the BTCFi Starknet season, which is starting tomorrow. And as far as I know, there are gonna be a lot of very big announcements and partnerships in the coming days and weeks. Something big is being announced, and I'm really looking forward to finding out what it is. And so a lot of liquidity could flow into Starknet in the coming weeks. I'm really excited at that. There are a lot of initiatives, liquidity incentive campaigns, and more are being announced shortly. So let's have a look at Starknet in the coming weeks. So having a look at Polymarket. So let's have a look first of all at the crypto trading prediction markets. So what price will Bitcoin hit in September? We are now at around, so there is only a 3% possibility that Bitcoin is gonna go below 107k, and while there's also 1% chance that it's gonna go higher, 120k. So the prediction market is almost closed, so there's only 1 day left, and I don't think either 107 nor 120k markets are gonna resolve in yes. So I think I did well in closing my bet earlier, as I bet on the price going closing below 107k, but then I saw that the trend was kind of wearing off. The bearish trend was kind of bearing off, so I decided to remove my chips there. And then I think I still have a bet ongoing regarding Ethereum, but I'm gonna lose my money there, quite likely, because I bet that the price of Ethereum will go below 3,400 within the month of September, and that is very, very unlikely, less than 1% right now. But who knows? Never say never. So, analyzing RWA, so we are still on the 13.3 billions figure, so nothing changed here, and quite stable, to be honest. And let's have a look at the latest news in terms of RWA. So how stablecoins are moving trillions and transforming the APAC payments landscape. Brazilian regulator launches public consultation focused on tokenization and agribusiness, which is huge in Brazil. It's very, very interesting. Maybe we can have a look at them. But before, let's scroll down the other news. Stablecoin payments firm Red.Pay announces 47 million investments. Res1 Digital Real Estate brings 100 million tokenized real estate to the Stellar network. Tether and Circle profit while users miss out on stablecoin yield. I also think that RWA is the strongest card that alternative L1s can play in order to get market share from from the biggest L1s such as Ethereum and Solana, because they can have very specialized partnerships with big TradFi players, real estate players. They can channel a lot of liquidity into their own layers, and besides the fact that maybe they don't have a lot of developer base, they can still make up with that with a good they can still make up for that with a very good partnership. And such as this one by Stellar Network, 100 million tokenized real estate. So I think that some solid alternative L1s, even though I'm not a big fan of them, will be playing their RWA cards, and they will be able to to survive pretty well the next years. And so moving back to the so I think this news is in used to be in Portuguese, but it was automatically translated. So Brazilian regulator launches public consultation focused on tokenization and agribusiness. So they're launching some consultation that could lead to some pilots as well, but still in the early phases. There's a lot of bureaucracy in order to structure products like this, especially in a huge country like Brazil. Then it was how stable coins are moving trillions and transforming the APAC payments landscape. So I think this is also about a panel. Anyway, definitely, the payments landscape in Asia is huge, and stablecoins have been playing a pivotal role in many countries in Southeast Asia. Also in Nepal, they played a crucial role in overthrowing the government. There was a sort of revolution. I'm not very informed about that, but I know that crypto played a very important role to organize the protests and so on. Now I would like to tell you a bit about Cash, which is a project I'm also a contributor of, and this is a disclaimer for sure. And so Cash is a confidential DeFi protocol and a wealth management platform that allows you to send private transactions, as it is a protocol building on Maiden, which is also a layer for confidential DeFi, confidential transactions to take place. They use this concept called cancelable payments, cancelable notes, this concept of note. And you can program a note, and this can also be cancelled at one point in case some parameters are not met. So basically you send your money to a note, which is a temporary smart contract. And for example, it can be this note, we can set a parameter whether the money sent to this note will go back to me if the receiver of if the address I chose as a receiver of that money won't claim that money within 1 day. At the end of the day, if that money is not claimed, it will automatically revert to my wallet. And you can play a lot of use cases with financial use cases with this, and especially inside a financial platform where you can do multiple actions. You can send, you can create your address book, your employee lists, so you can pay salaries in a private way. You can do many things. You can also deal with multi-sigs in a very good way. And the Cash team is very talented. The founder is a friend of mine, and they're working very hard. And also the Maiden ecosystem is starting to grow. It is a very early stage, which also means there are a lot of opportunities to grow. I will be definitely paying attention to the Maiden ecosystem in the coming weeks. But I definitely suggest you to have a look at Cash, inform yourself about it, learn more about it, and also create your testnet address. as the platform is currently on testnet as Maiden itself. And yeah, you can create a testnet address from the platform itself without having to install any other wallet. And yeah, pretty good UI. I also heard they're going to refactor the UI even better soon. So yeah, definitely let's play with it, with its testnets, and maybe let me know what you think, because I will be glad to pass your precious feedback to the team. Just a couple of words about some rumors. I still don't know if they're turning to be true, but Naruto, from Avail, is very well known, also for his memes in the ecosystem, and he wrote that he heard a rumor that the Blast L2 is winding down, and I think this goes in the direction of the, of the filtering crypto age theory that I've been talking about for a while, which doesn't mean that I'm bearish on crypto, or all the opposite. I'm super bullish, but in the short medium term, there's gonna be an inevitable filtering age, especially in the L2s scenes, because we have seen hundreds of L2s being spinned up during the past 3 years, and it's normal that especially those who have not performed very well, who created who were surrounded also by a lot of fads, or they're not based on fundamentals. They're also thinking about closing down. Some have already done so, and it could be the case of Blast soon. I remember, I never paid attention to Blast a lot. Maybe it was just a coincidence, but yeah, I didn't see a lot of value in it, to be honest. And yeah, but this is what it is. This is a business, so it's normal that, especially if a huge bear market comes, we'll be witnessing a lot of protocols closing down, and it will be very bullish for the protocols which survive, right? And there are protocols that are grinding a lot, like Starknet, like Scroll, like Linea, which also did a kind of acceptable airdrop. And maybe they chose also the right moment to launch their token. So these protocols, these L2s, I think they have a very good chance to survive the next years. So let's see. So then I also heard that Hyperliquid airdropped their Hyper NFTs to their early users, and some of them even sold for almost 400k. And now their floor price is around $60,000. That is crazy. So if you're an early Hyperliquid user, you can regard yourself very lucky, because you got one of the best airdrops of the crypto history, and you also got one of the best NFT airdrops of the crypto history. Many people are also saying that this collection will soon reach the first ranking places of the NFTs NFT scene. Like CryptoPunk, Bored Apes, and Pudgy Penguins. Let's see. Some words about regulations, especially in there are two very opposite news. One is a news from Europe, in Poland particularly, but we can also extend this to other countries in Europe. They are issuing very bad crypto related bills. There are countries raised from next year. I think that they're gonna raise they have already raised the taxes 30%. It is a disgrace, guys. I live in Europe, and I'm so tired of of this disaster. You know, it's nothing works. If something bad happens to you, you simply have to pray, because you're gonna queue at the hospital for 2 days. You know, your taxes are basically wasted by the governments and by the European central government. So I'm really sick and tired of this landscape. They focus on other issues rather than the good shape of their own citizens, which is quite strange to me, actually. But there are also some news related to Moldovan elections, but I won't touch on them. And while on the other hand, there are countries which are thriving thanks to crypto, and they are embracing crypto, like Singapore and the UAEs. And you know, they they're getting people, because lots of people are moving out of Europe, including myself. I'm thinking about moving out of Europe. I still can't, unfortunately, but I'm definitely planning to leave Europe as soon as possible, because it's like turning into a URSS thing. So really, guys, it's very bad in Europe. People are going crazy as well. And people who want to work, who want to make companies, they are taxed to death. So it is very, there is a very big scarcity mindset, and people feel entitled to money. They don't know how economy works. So I'm very bearish about Europe. I'm very, very bearish, and I don't know how people can be positive about Europe. There are still some, I think they are kind of brainwashed for sure, but I respect others' opinion as well. But personally, as a European, I'm very, very, very worried. Also, like, criminality is going up to the sky, crazy, and yeah. So bro, here. So bro, this is another project I'm a contributor of. I'm kind of growth advisor, and. It is a BTCFi related identity protocol. It is divided in two modes. It has the Brov mode, which is focused on getting the best out of Starknet BTCFi, and then there is the Bitcoin mode, where you can access a lot of Bitcoin related layers, such as Lombard, Babylon, Stacks, and so on, from a unique interface, even though that mode is still not opened yet. But the Brov mode is already operational on a early access mainnet, early stage mainnet, and they also launched their first Brov bounty. You can test it, and basically, if you have more than 2 transactions between 10k and 1 million sats, you will be able to complete the Brov box, and the first 5 fastest Brovers will also get a small rewards. And it is an initiative to test the protocols, and I could tell you more about Brov, because I'm also I have the permission to do pitches about Brov, and maybe one of these days I will definitely introduce you to Brov, and maybe I will perform this presentation. But I think today is not the right time. And yeah, so guys, that's all for today. I hope you have a very good start in the week. Wish you all the best, and see you on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.